Welcome, AltLink. Great to have you tuning in for this series where we explore what it really means to be part of Alter.
Yeah, alter our, marketing and advertising agency home.
Exactly. And we've got this really clear vision, right, to be recognized as the home of limitless creativity.
Which sounds fantastic, and it is, but it's built on something solid.
It really is. It's built on our core values, how we actually work together, day in, day out. It's not just about the big flashy campaigns.
Hmm. It's the principles, the foundation for how we collaborate and succeed as, well, as one team.
Couldn't agree more. And today we're going to dive into one of those really foundational pieces, E2E ownership.
Yes, E2E ownership, important stuff.
Definitely. And the phrase we associate with it is this: I understand that timing is crucial, and I plan carefully to meet deadlines.
Seems straightforward on the surface, maybe.
It does, yeah. But let's really get under the hood. Let's figure out what that truly means for us as alt links working here.
Okay, so at its heart, E2E ownership.
Hmm.
It means taking complete responsibility, full stop, for the outcomes of what we do.
From start to finish.
Exactly. From that first idea, that spark, all the way through to the final execution. And honestly, even thinking about the impact afterwards.
So it's not just ticking a box saying done.
Not at all. It's about ensuring excellence, real excellence. Not just in your own bit,
Yeah.
but how your piece fits into the bigger puzzle, the bigger goal.
Right.
It's a genuine accountability, thinking about how your work actually affects your colleagues, other teams, and ultimately our clients.
And you mentioned timing in that phrase. Timing is crucial. That part feels, well, non-negotiable, doesn't it?
Absolutely non-negotiable,
Right.
especially here at Alter. Think about how integrated we are.
Yeah, we've got client success, working with creative, social, talking to performance marketing, SEO, needing stuff from website and content, production coordinating, accounts managing it all.
Precisely. So many talented teams collaborating,
Hmm.
and that interconnectedness makes timing absolutely vital.
Because a delay doesn't just stop in one place, does it?
No way. Think dominoes. One falls a bit late.
And the whole line gets disrupted.
Exactly that. It creates this ripple effect. It messes with schedules, workflows for other teams, and that directly impacts our ability to deliver that exceptional work consistently for our clients.
Okay, let's try and make that more concrete. Maybe some examples people can, really picture.
Good idea.
Right. So imagine our content and social team. They've got a big social media campaign plan, say, for a product launch. And a key part is the blog post. What happens if that blog post isn't ready on time?
Well, it throws a wrench in the works, doesn't it? The social team, they can't schedule those engaging posts linking back.
Right, because there's nothing to link to yet.
Exactly. And then the performance marketing team, they can't start driving traffic to it effectively.
And client success might be dealing with a client asking, where is it?
Yeah, managing expectations that weren't met. But flip that when the blog post is planned well, written thoughtfully, delivered on schedule.
Then it fuels everything else.
Totally. Visuals get made, social posts go out for maximum impact, performance ads can drive real engagement. It all flows.
Makes sense. Okay, what about, say, performance marketing? Timing seems incredibly sensitive there, especially with, seasonal campaigns.
Oh, massively sensitive. Let's take Black Friday. Yeah. A performance marketer setting up that campaign. They need the final ad creatives, the landing page URLs.
And they need them well ahead of time, right? Not the day
Yeah.
before.
Absolutely. Because missing those deadlines, even by just a day or two, that could mean losing out on all those early bird conversions. It seriously cuts down the campaign's potential.
So the E2E ownership there is about that upfront planning.
It's key. Setting clear deadlines with everyone involved, creative, content, web, right at the start, and keeping those lines of communication open, like, hey, are we hitting this? Any roadblocks?
Proactive communicating.
Exactly. So you can optimize, adjust, make sure you're getting the absolute most out of the client's budget during those peak times.
Okay, that really highlights the planning aspect. Now, our creative teams, sometimes they get these huge, ambitious briefs. Feels like climbing a mountain. How does E2E ownership, especially the timing part, work there?
Yeah, that's a great question. What you see with a designer, for example, who really embodies E2E ownership is they don't just stare at the
They
mountain.
break it down.
Precisely. They break that complex brief into smaller, manageable steps. Milestones. They map out their whole creative journey.
So time for concepts, time for internal checks, client feedback, revisions.
It's all factored in.
Yeah.
It actually helps creativity, it gives it structure. And it builds in buffers so you avoid those frantic last-minute rushes.
Right, nobody wants those.
And you end up with high-quality work delivered when expected. It's that careful planning empowering the creative process, not, not stifling it.
Creating a roadmap for creativity, I like that. And website and SEO teams, their work often seems like a very specific sequence, lots of
Oh,
dependencies.
absolutely. Dependencies are huge there. Take the website team building a new product page.
They can't start without the final copy, right?
Any approved design.
Exactly. They're waiting on content and creative. And then SEO, they need that final web content to work their magic, to optimize it properly for search engines.
So ownership here is about not being the bottleneck.
That's a great way to put it. It's individuals taking personal responsibility, making sure their piece is done accurately and crucially on time. So the next team isn't just sitting there waiting.
Smooth handoffs.
Smooth handoffs, clear communication, thinking ahead about what the next person needs. That's how you get an efficient workflow.
And then we have our client success managers, our project managers.
Mm-hmm.
They often feel like the conductors of this whole orchestra, don't they? Keeping all these moving parts in time.
Their role is absolutely vital, and they demonstrate E2E ownership by setting realistic project timelines right from the get-go.
Not just setting them, but communicating them clearly.
Communicating them clearly to everyone involved, and then, proactively checking in. How's progress? Are we facing any challenges and anticipating issues before they derail things? That kind of mindful planning must reduce stress across the board.
It really does. It helps manage expectations internally and with the client. It builds trust because delivery becomes reliable.
Yeah.
And ultimately, it just leads to more successful projects.
And this applies internally too, right? It's not just client work, like HR onboarding someone or sales getting a pitch ready.
Absolutely. Think about it. HR gets the paperwork done fast for a new alt link. That means other departments can get them integrated smoothly, get them contributing sooner.
Makes sense.
Or sales nails the deadline for a killer pitch deck. That boosts their chances of winning the business, which benefits everyone.
So that internal reliability, that commitment to timelines, it feeds into everything.
It directly impacts our overall efficiency and strengthens our ability to deliver that excellence for our clients. It's all connected.
Okay. So if we try and boil it all down, what's the core message about E2E ownership and timing here at Alter?
I think the core message is this. Brilliant ideas, essential. Exceptional execution, absolutely. But their real power, their impact, it gets massively amplified when you pair them with really careful planning and a deep respect for deadlines.
So ownership isn't just the what, it's the when.
Exactly. E2E ownership is about owning what we deliver, and just as importantly, owning when we deliver it, when we all commit to that timely delivery collectively.
That's what builds momentum.
It builds momentum, it fosters clarity, it builds trust between all our departments, and it really cements our reputation. It makes us known as reliable, high-performing.
So for us as alt links, it's about seeing ourselves as part of that bigger system, that interconnected ecosystem here at Alter.
Yes. Understanding that your personal timeline isn't just, your own little target in isolation.
It's a critical thread.
The critical thread in the whole agency's success, and ultimately in keeping our clients happy and successful too.
So it covers that proactive planning.
And communicating transparently if challenges do come up with meeting a deadline, being upfront about it.
And really committing to making sure our work helps our colleagues succeed, helps our clients succeed.
That's the essence of it.
Okay, I feel like that paints a really clear picture of what E2E ownership looks like in action, especially that timing piece.
And just as important is what it doesn't mean.
Good point.
What it's not.
It's definitely not working in a silo, ignoring how your work affects others. It's not treating deadlines like, vague suggestions.
Or just failing to see that connection between your timeline and the impact on the team, the project, the client.
Exactly. You have to understand that vital interconnectedness.
Right. So it comes back to recognizing that our individual accountability for planning well and hitting those deadlines, it directly fuels Alter's collective energy, our success.
And helps us actually live that vision.
To be the home of limitless creativity. Because creativity needs structure and reliability to really flourish, doesn't it?
It really does. It strengthens our collaboration across all those integrated teams, builds that culture of reliability, makes us a more powerful, unified force. Okay, so maybe a final thought for everyone listening. As you go about your work, AltLink, maybe just take a moment. Think about how your ownership of your tasks, especially how you approach planning and respect deadlines, how that contributes.
Yeah, how does it impact the overall flow, the success of projects here at Alter?
And how does your commitment to that phrase, I understand that timing is crucial and I plan carefully to meet deadlines, How does that help us all achieve that shared vision? Home of limitless creativity.
Food for thought.
Definitely. Thanks so much for taking this deep dive with us today.